Welcome to Bold SnapReporter. This video is part 2, titled My First Report. The purpose of this video is to explain how to create a basic report, including some of the custom formatting that's possible in SnapReporter. For our first report, we're going to create a simple customer listing, including the Manitou customer ID, the customer name, and the address. You can see in our example that the address is even formatted properly according to the USPS standards. First, locate the icon on desktop labeled SnapReporter and double-click. When SnapReporter opens, you'll see this screen. The area highlighted here is the main toolbar. The main toolbar behaves like the ribbon in any version of Microsoft Office after 2007. The various tabs are detailed in the user guide. The report editing surface, as you might imagine, is where the reports are created and edited. This section is very much like the blank page from your favorite word processor. The highlighted section shows the docking panels. The docking panels display context-sensitive information, or the collection of data that may be added to a report. Now that we know our way around the SnapReporter, let's get into it. The first thing we must do is create a data source. This defines which database we are retrieving the information from. In the replicated system, you'll likely have one entry for each database server. If the Add Data Source screen is not already selected, click the Data tab in the main toolbar and click Source. Fill in a descriptive name in the connection name blank. This is what will appear in the list. The SQL Server blank should contain the SQL Server, including the SQL instance. Fill in the SQL username and password. Select the Manitou database. In the Manitou blank, type the name of the server where the database is located, like the SQL Server blank without the instance. Click Test to make sure you have everything right. Click OK until you're back out to the main screen. If you are connected properly, the field list box on the right should be populated as shown. If you are not connected to a data source, simply click on the name of the data source on the left and enter your Manitou username and password. You must have permissions to use Supervisor Workstation to be able to log in and begin using the SnapReporter. For our first report, we want to begin with something simple. We want a report listing the customer ID with the corresponding customer name and address. So we need to locate these bits of information in the field list on the right. Go ahead and locate them, but don't click on them yet. When you click on items in the field list, you need to be conscious of the order in which you click them. You can use the Control-Click to select multiple bits of information. The order that multiple items are selected using Control-Click will determine how they are displayed in a single row from left to right. For our example simple report, we want the customer ID on the left and the customer name on the right. We need to first click without the Control key on Customer ID. Next, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and click on Customer Name. In this order, keep the Control key pressed and select Customer Name, Address Line 1, Address Line 2, Address City, Address Region Short, and Address Postcode. All of the fields mentioned should be highlighted. Now that the fields are highlighted, drag them onto the report editing surface. At first, there is a lot of data that doesn't appear to be organized well, but don't worry, we're going to fix that next. Next, locate one row of data that shows a complete address, either on the right or the left. Click in one of the cells and drag it to the opposite side. What you should have is all the cells for the address of one customer highlighted. Right-click inside the highlighted area and from the menu that pops up, select Merge Cells. You should have one large cell that contains all of the address data from that row, each on its own line. Now, click in the address area of another customer and the cell merge should be repeated for all the customers. We need to do the same thing for the header column. Highlight all of the address elements for the header column and right-click, selecting Merge Cells. Now let's get the address looking a little more like we're used to. In fact, we can get it to correspond with USPS addressing standards. Choose a row of data to work with. All of the changes that we make in this step we will do with that same row. Click to the right side of address line 1 and push the spacebar. Then push the delete key on the keyboard. This will move the address line 2 line to be just after address line 1. Don't worry if address line 2 is blank. In the cases where it is not blank, it will appear just after address line 1, just as we have it here. Next, click to the right of the address city. Type a comma, and then add a space. Next, push the delete key on the keyboard. This should make the address region short appear just after the city and a comma. Next, click to the right of the address region short and push the spacebar twice, followed by the delete key. The address formatting should now look a bit more familiar. To get these changes to apply to all of the address entries, click in another address row and you should see the formatting change. Next, we're going to format the headers of the report so they are a bit more readable. Click inside each header and rename it. Change customer_ID to customer ID, complete with upper and lowercase letters. Change customer_name to customer name. Change all of the address lines to simply address. Remember, these changes will reflect how the report is displayed later, so spelling and capitalization are important. Next, we're going to select a new color scheme. To do this, simply click on the Appearance tab and choose another color scheme. We are now ready to save our report. Save works much the same as any other Windows program. Click on the File tab, then click Save As. Locate a folder on the computer where you'd like to save the report. In the file name blank, type a name that will help you remember what the report is. A file name like custid_name_address is easier to figure out than report 1. When you click the Save button, you'll be presented with a blank asking you to name the report. This is how the report will be listed later when the report is imported into Manitou. So spelling and capitalization are important. Below the blank there is a checkbox to remove report data. This will remove any of the proprietary or confidential information from the report, leaving only the format of the report. We'll go deeper into this in another video, but for now, you can choose either to mark the box or not. This completes part 2 of the SnapReporter series. We hope you found this informative and instructive. Part 3 of this series will focus on extended data shaping, including grouping, sorting, and filtering.